Welcome back to Learning with Juan. I'm Juan de Leon, and today we're going to be wire wrapping this stone. We're doing a raw stone or raw crystal wrap, so there's no hole in it. And I'm going to be using a very simple method. I'm going to be cutting out 4 large strands that, in order to get the proper size, I wrap around the stone and make sure that there's some excess. Then I clip 3 more pieces to that length, as you just saw. Next, I folded all of them in half. That way I can make sure that all of them have the same distance from either direction. And here I am wrapping the core piece twice with the smaller piece. Next, in between these two, I'm gonna slide another wire, and using both ends of the short piece, I'm gonna wrap that wire as well. I'm going to be making a V-like structure. That way I can set the stone right in the middle of that. So here I'm finishing up, getting the last V segment. I'm now going to place the stone right in the middle, and I'm going to use the stone to measure out where my next strand of wires should be. So I'm going to place the stone right in the middle of the V, and I'm going to wrap all of them around until I find an edge, and I'm going to press on it so that the stone bends it. So here I'm just exaggerating the bend, and now I cut off another little piece. I'm gonna start bending it so that I can wrap it around. I realize that this is not the proper way to do it, and I undo that little bend in just a moment. The way that I figured is the easiest way to start a wrap is to stick out about a 1/4 inch or maybe like 10 millimeters of wire, clipping that between my fingers like here, and then doing 2 spins, compressing it so it's nice tight coils, and then going on to the next wire and doing 2 more spins. I'm gonna do that for the rest of it, so we're gonna have one straight line connecting all of them right where the stone naturally wants to bend. The process of letting the stone decide where the next fixture is going to go is going to continue until I have a nice effect of it just gripping the stone using friction alone. So here's the method that I discovered works really well for getting really tight curls, is you pull one side in, you pull it ever so slightly, and you're just inching it close until you run out of space. And then you do one more wrap, and then you inch it all over again. I found that this is the best way to get the tight curls, and you use your nail as leverage. So I'm going to be leaving all of the extra trim on there for me to use later. Right now I am going to be collecting all 8 of the extra wire to start making the part where the necklace goes through. And just like before, I'm just going to the part that the stone wanted to bend, and I'm going to be doing 2 spins, next wire, 2 more spins, next wire, 2 more spins, all the way up until I get to the end. And I'm going to combine all 8 of the wires together with the extra strands so that I can hold it in place. Now that I have the top part in place, I'm going to start stretching all of the other wires around the stone. That way the wires will be holding the stone in place. You can also bend them in different angles so that you can give it a very unique look. The front part has a little too much open space for me, so I'm going to take some of these extra strands and try and reinforce some of that to ensure that the stone does not fall out while you're wearing it. So now I'm gonna start making the part that actually holds the necklace so that it can hang. And I'm gonna do that by grabbing the two backmost parts. I'm gonna put them right next to each other and grab one of the side wires. And I'm gonna be doing very similar to earlier. I'm gonna do 2 wraps around one wire, then transition to the other wire, do 2 more wraps there, and just keep going back and forth until I run out of wire. So now that I ran out of that wire, I'm going to go ahead and grab a different wire and just do regular circles around both wires just to reinforce their strength to make sure that they can hold on to the weight. And then I'm going to crimp everything flat, and I should fold it over and leave a hole large enough for a necklace to go through. So in order to make sure that this is structurally sound, I am going to weave it in between all 8 of the initial strands that are holding the stone in place. I'm be going in and out of each one, kind of like a pie crust, and just going in and out, going all the way to the 4th, then going out and in to really secure it in place. Next, I'm going to grab the ends of those two, twist them together to make sure that they do not come out, and then wrap them around the frame to give it a little bit extra support. So now with the last 2 wires, I am gonna just try and make some roses. I'm gonna do that by just making a tight circle, pushing it in, and then just following that circle and making sure that the wire is a little bit behind, but not all the way flat, and just giving it a little dimension. Midway through, I'm gonna go in the opposite direction. That way I can get more than 2 roses on it. Thank you so much for watching and making it to the end of the video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Bye. Hope you have a wonderful day.